Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we have our last battle with our D'Angelo set. Oh, this video is moving quickly. Our opponent is using Arcanine, Garchomp, Tangrowth, Skarmory, Scizor, and Feraligatr. A very OU team. You can see a very OU heavy team right there. We're going in with the same team as always. We're leading with the Rotom, just because I think it gives us a little bit more area to play with. Our Scarf Rotom, of course, we're gonna trick and hopefully disrupt some items. If it's a Tangrowth lead, then there goes the leftovers, and we're probably gonna get knocked off. So we're gonna have little of that exchange. If it's a Tangrowth lead, if it's Arcanine, we can knock out Arcanine. If it's Skarm, we can Volt Switch. So Rotom gives us a lot of options in this battle. But of course, it's still a very tall order to beat this OU heavy team. He does lead off with that Tangrowth, and I do lead off with the Kenmore, so you're going to see, it's probably going to be as predicted. I'm probably going to trick here, and he's going to click that knockoff. Okay, so here's my little trick, and we're going to swap our items. So he's going to be a Scarf Tangrowth, I'm going to be a Leftovers Rotom, and he's just going to knock off my item to simply get rid of my Scarf in this instance, but he knocked off my lefties. So he's locked into Leftovers, and I'm going to just really cripple it with Will-O-Wisp. Don't have to worry about hard-hitting knockoffs or power whips anymore. We do have to fear the Giga Drain, that's still a thing, and Sleep Powders, but in the physical aspect, Tangrowth is not as bad of a threat anymore. It is neutralized, so to speak. So now I'm in a position where I kind of played myself. I didn't really think that far ahead, like where do I go to now? And now you're probably thinking I should probably go into D'Angelo, or I should probably go into something that can scare out the Tangrowth. So I click Volt Switch. I think initially I was thinking, okay, maybe I go into Honchkrow, but then Honchkrow without the Life Orb might be a little bit too risky. So I ended up going into Hitmontop instead. Yeah, this is a pretty bad play on my part. I'm going to resist the knockoff, so this is going to do nothing. But I do lose that Life Orb, and that's very important, especially because it's a Technician reliance on the Life Orb set here. And so I'm going to click Aerial Ace just to get a much chip off on this Tangrowth as possible. Here he is thinking about what to go into. He would go into either Skarm or Arcanine. Probably. Oh, he goes into Arcanine to get the Intimidate off. This is a physical threat after all, Hitmontop. And we're going to hit the Aerial Ace and go do a little chunk of damage. Any chip on this thing is good. And I'm going to switch out because I'm at -1 attack. So now I don't know what the best option is. Obviously Rotom is a thing, but now I'm not faster than Arcanine, so that could kill me really quickly. I also think that is my only option outside of Bold Clefable. So I'm going to go into Kenmore here and definitely eat whatever comes in play rough. So I'm going to get little chip down on this Arcanine as possible. Any type of damage works. And I'm going to go for Hydro Pump in any event he just clicks play rough. He outspeeds Rotom anyway, and he might just miss play off, but he also reveals here he has extreme speed. So either way, he does get a little bit of that chip off, or we get the chip off on the Rotom, on the Arcanine thanks to Life Orb, and we do lose our Rotom here, unfortunately. Not a really good start for us on this 5th set here. We're definitely behind the 8 ball. We send out Steelix here because if you notice last battle, I think, or the battle with another battle with Arcanine, I sent Steelix out to just take the Flare Blitz and in turn damage Arcanine very heavily. You could argue I could have gone for Earthquake here. I went for Rocks instead because I thought Rocks would be for longevity purposes, or better use in the long game, I guess. So you can see that does a lot of damage. That's Flare Blitz plus Life Orb, excuse me, and I send out Stealth Rocks. So hopefully this kind of helps us control the switches a little bit. This is a very OU heavy team, so he's going to be naturally stronger than our team. I think that's fair to say with the type of mons he's using. So if we can limit his switches and get as much damage off as possible, that will help us in the long game. So we do lose Steelix here to a close combat. That's fine. Again, we're getting the Life Orb chip on this thing. And now all we have to do is out priority with Hitmontop, or we go into D'Angelo and hit Sucker Punch, but the risk being, of course, he clicks Extreme Speed and then he out prioritized my Sucker Punch. So out of fear of that, I end up going for Roost, thinking there's probably a play rough or something coming my way. Okay, I click Roost. Yeah, I didn't click Sucker Punch because I thought he would E-speed, but there's the Flare Blitz right there. That's gonna knock out the Angelo. That's definitely a big mistake on my part. So now it's essentially a 3-5 game. We're gonna try to pull this back as much as we can. We're halfway through. Yeah, this is definitely not a good start for the last set of this team. Of course, this team has been struggling. It's been 2-2, so definitely like this is not good. Out comes Scarm, and of course we're gonna break this 30 because Rox is still on our side, and we have Eileen out here next. So now we're free to click the Spec Shadow Ball. Miss Magus hits very hard. It's not modest though; it is timid, so it's not gonna do uber duper damage and knock it out. It's a 2-ko, and we have Rocks on our side, so not good. A lot of pressure on our side, but we can indeed knock out this Scarm in this turn if he chooses to sacrifice it, or we get a big hit off on anything he switches into next. So we're stuck in. We're gonna just click Shadow Ball. Skarmory doesn't get priority. We're safe to do so. So let's see what he does next. So he just stays in, and here comes that Shadow Ball. It's gonna knock out the Skarmory. So now it's 3-4. We're slowly bringing this back. That wall is down. I don't know what he sends out next. For Alligator, alright, so yeah, the Dancing Gator is out here, so it has some rock damage, and of course we still naturally outspeed with Miss Magus before the Dragon Dance, so we're going to try to get as much damage off as possible with that Shadow Ball. As you can see, it's a 2-ko as well. I think if it was modest, it would have knocked it out. So, you know, I went for speed than power in this sense. So yeah, we're definitely paying for the price of it, or paying the price of it here. He definitely outspeeds us now. I go into Clefable because that is my other defensive wall. It's Bold Nature with Unaware, so it should ignore the boost just fine. But we're gonna learn right here for Alligator hits very, very hard. So even with this max defense nature, it's still about half. And with lefties, I think it might be a roll. Those rocks are really hurting us. I go for Moonblast just to knock this out as quick as I can. But as we see here, Waterfall is just going to knock out Clefable. So Clefable doesn't do much here. And yeah, now we're in the back foot again. We just have Hitmontop and Eileen. We still have 4 Pokemon on his side. So now we can at least knock it out with the Mach Punch or something. We out priority unless he has Aqua Jet, which I doubt he has Aqua Jet. Yeah, so we just go for Mach Punch, knockout for Alligator. 2-3. We're still alive in this match. We're going to play as hard as we can here. So out comes the Tangrowth now. I think just to get as much damage off as possible, we have the Aerial Ace. So hopefully the Aerial Ace is able to snag a KO here. Not quite, it is a 2-ko, so that Life Orb definitely would have helped it. And here comes that Giga Drain, so that's going to really impact Hitmontop's sustainability in this match. Hitmontop is still a good player in this. It will knock out Tangrowth because we do outspeed it, but we still have Scizor and Chomp in the back to deal with. So Hitmontop being injured doesn't help its cause a lot there. The crit doesn't matter, Tangrowth would have lost anyway. So now it's Hitmontop and Miss Magus versus that Scizor and Garchomp. Again, 2 of OU's best staples in BDSP versus the lower tier. So let's see how this goes. Out comes that Scizor. And it could be Bandit, could be Life Orb for all we know. We're going to see what it is. We're going to just click Mach Punch here because that's our best chance of doing a big damage right here. So here comes that Mach Punch. Big chunk of damage. Too bad it's not Life Orb boosted. Here comes that Bullet Punch. It's going to knock us out right out of the gate just like that. So we lose Hitmontop, and we do see that it is Life Orb. So I don't know, there's a small chance Eileen could live it. Chances are it's not going to live it, but you know, we still got to keep fighting. We're going to hit Shadow Ball. We're not clicking Dazzling Gleam, we're not clicking Mystical Fire, so we're just going to click Shadow Ball here. And we do see the Bullet Punch is going to knock out Eileen, and this team is sadly going to fall to 2-3. A lot of bad playing on my fault, folks. That's on me. I feel like this could have been a lot better battle, even though we would have lost. But with that being said, yep, that's the end of this set. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.